All right, welcome to Impacttouch Random Talks, and today I'll be talking about consistency in relationship, and this is very important because I've come to discover that a lot of people give up when things seem not be going well in their relationship. Okay, you see, relationship doesn't always promise only good times. There are bad times that comes along when you meet someone, when you're planning for the future, even when you're ready, in the future with that person, and having to sustain relationship at difficult moments takes a lot of perseverance and commitment to get by. Now I remember the book Tough Times Don't Last But Tough People Do. By implication, life comes with seasons, and that season can be in your career, in your health, in your finances, in your marriage, and in any way you are experiencing tough times. The only thing that helps you is a decision to remain consistent and not to give up in the process. Why a lot of people go in and out of relationship because they don't have that tenacity to continue to hold on. It's not every red flag that means you should quit a relationship. There are some times that you obviously see things you don't like, and that should inform you that nobody is ever perfect. So your ability to sustain a relationship is appreciating the fact that you are meeting people with their own flaws, with their own limitations, with their own situations, and you have made up your mind that you are going to complement, you are going to support, you are going to help them to become better people in life. And just like we talk in the game of football, it's 90 minutes and it does not always go the way you want at some time. There are times you start a football match and before you know you're already conceding, and you are not trying to make up. And that's what makes football beautiful. Now you see some teams, when they go down with goal or two, they give up quite easily. And there are some other teams where even if they go down 3-4 goals, they remain consistent. They still believe that until the last whistle blows, that their hope is still alive. When you are in a relationship or you're in a situation that things have gotten so bad, so worse, and you are really thinking that can there still be a future in this? I'm here to assure you that when there is life, there is hope. See, hope does not expire until life ceases. Hope does not expire until you get it to the end of the road, until you have done everything practically possible to do and things don't work out. Don't give up on the fight. You don't walk out from the pitch of life because you are facing a turbulent season. You must be committed to do your best to see how you can make things work. The truth is that turbulent times teaches you new things. You find new patterns, you find new tricks, that you can use to scale through that period. Once your mind is made up that you're not going to call it quits, you're definitely going to find a way. I've listened to several couples that have been together for 20, 25 years, 30 years, 35 years. And most of them will tell you this, that there were times in their marriage that they felt like quitting. Some people actually separated. Some people actually even divorced and went back to their individual life. But after 2-3 years, somewhere, somehow, something happened and they made up. And today they are old and they are still living happily together. If you feel that marriage will take you from bliss to bliss, you will just be deceiving to yourselves. And I'm saying it because probably right now, you might be in the midst of a storm. You might be in the midst that you have made up your mind to divorce, to leave that person, to start life afresh. You might even be single and you are with someone that there are things you really don't find palatable. Thank God you got to notice those things. But when you see the red flags, the right question you should ask yourself, are these things I can compromise? Because red flags are bound to be magnified after marriage. So if this thing happens that I get married to this person, this is weakness, this is limitation, this is character, is this something I'll be willing to condone, compromise, and accept? You don't just call it quits. Yeah, and over time, I've heard people say, I'm going to leave that marriage. And I say, what guarantees you that the next person you get married to will be better than who you are leaving? Now, most times you don't understand what the other part of the fence looks like until you take a jump. It's only when you take a leap that you get to discover that it's not always green at the other side. And my best advice is that before you take that leap, you must ask yourself those relevant questions that you need to answer before you decide to leave who you are with. The most difficult aspect of marriage is blending. Now that's why we'll say that when you get married to someone, when the true test of marriage actually starts is like a year, 2 years into the marriage. So when it comes to that point in marriage, you begin to see who the person truly is. People go through honeymoon 6 months, 1 year, and reality sets in after 1 year. And if you look at the stories, issues of breakup, you see a lot of couples break up after 2 to 5 years. It's a period of you can use to blend, to make yourself, to get perfect, to understand your partner, to get more committed to each other, to change yourself. Because if you live through this period complaining about your partner's weakness, complaining about what he or she has done or they have not done, you end up getting it more longer than it should last. That is why you see people after 15, 20 years, they still divorce, because the time lag they are supposed to mend the things that are very important in their marriages, they use it to complain and to talk, down on each other. So I want to advise you that the most important thing for you in the early days of your marriage is to sit down, look at the differences, that you guys have obviously become, and begin to ask yourself, how do I live my life? How do I live with my partner? How do we come across these challenges? How do I deal with these realities? This is the kind of person he has become. This is the kind of person she has become. So this year gives you an opportunity, a window to reconcile these issues, to begin to accept your new reality, that you can not always be yourself, and you must be able to share this life with somebody else and fill in the gaps. Once we are able to do this, you see the pressure keeps dropping. You see the fight keeps going down. You see the argument keeps decreasing. You must come to that point in your life and marriage that peace becomes the most important factor. That the most important thing you need in your home is peace. And that peace does not come without forgiveness. That peace does not come without letting go. That peace does not come without accepting your partner for who they are. And I believe that with this little thought of mine, I've been able to convince you that relationship doesn't only provide bliss. Relationship comes with its own storms. And your attitude to deal with these storms is what brings you to a life that is most pleasant and that you desire to live with your partner to end towards part. This is me, still Impact Touch, Random Thoughts. God bless you.